Summary of Canto 3, Chapter 11, Calculation of Time from the Atom. Vidura had requested Maitreya to describe about eternal time in Canto 3, Chapter 10, verse number 10. So now Maitreya describes the details of time. Finding the nature of subtle time is very difficult to describe. So Maitreya first describes the division of matter. Time and space are two correlative items. Time is measured in terms of its covering a certain space of atoms by the movement of the sun. So first there is Paramanu, the atom. This is the material manifestation's ultimate smallest particle which is indivisible and invisible. There are innumerable such particles. Then there is Paramamahan, the totality of the Paramanus, the greatest particle of matter. Just as matter has small and big divisions, time also has similar divisions. Time is the potency of the all-pervading Lord. Paramanuttam, this is atomic time, the time covered by the sun in passing over an atom, which is the smallest division of time. And then there is Paramamahan time, which is time expended from the beginning of creation till the dissolution of the universe. So let's see the divisions of time. First, there is Paramanu, the atom, and it is the smallest particle. Then there is Anu, which is the double atom, which is two Paramanus. Then there is Trasharenu, which is an hexa atom, which comprises of three Anus. Then Truti. Truti is the time taken by the sun to pass through three Trisharenus, which is 8 by 13,500 of a second. Then there is Veda, which is 100 Trutis. And then Lava, which is 3 Vedas, about 8 by 45th of a second. And then Nimesha is 3 Lavas, which is 8 by 15th of a second. And then Kshana is 3 Nimeshas, which is 8 by 5th of a second. Then Kashta is 5 Kshanas, which is 8 seconds. Then there is Lagu, which is 15 Kashtas or 2 minutes. And then Natika or Danda, which is 15 Lagus, 13 minutes. Muhurta, which is 2 Dandas, which is 1 hour. Prahara or Yama, which is 6 or 7 Dandas, 3 hours. And then there is day plus night, which is 4 plus 4 Praharas, which is 24 hours. And then a fortnight, which is 15 days and nights. And then we have a month, which is 2 fortnights, which comprises of 30 days. And then a season is generally 2 months. And a ayana, or the movement of the sun from south to north, is 6 months. And then a year comprises of 2 ayanas of the sun, which is 12 months. So after talking about the divisions of time, he then mentioned that there are 5 types of year. So the different luminaries and planets, they rotate in their respective orbits of time, forming their own years. And these are Samvatsara, which is the movement of the sun, and the earthly calculation of that is 365.225 days. And then there is Parivatsara, which is based on the movement of Jupiter or Brihaspati, which is 11.87 years according to earthly calculation. And then there is Vatsara, which is 27 constellation in 324 days. And then Anuvatsara, which is that of the moon, which is 327.6 days. And Idavatsara, which is the movement of the other constellations, which is 360 days. So one should worship the sun once in every 5 years because he enlivens with his heat and light. He diminishes the life duration and thus he releases us from material illusion, and he enlarges the path of elevation to heaven. So therefore it is recommended that one worships the sun for these reasons. Vidura then enquired about the lifespan of those who live beyond the kalpa of a Brahma. He said, I understand the lifespans of beings in Swarga, Pita, and earthly planets, but please describe the lifespan of others like Dhrugu, who are beyond the Kalpa of Brahma. And because you're a self-realized person, you can understand the movements of eternal time and see everything by the power of mystic vision. The lifespans of those beyond a kalpa are equal to that of Brahma. In order to explain the lifespan of Brahma, Maitreya first began explaining the calculation of the yugas. So now what are the yugas? One Chaturyuga comprises of Satya, Treta, Dwapara and Kali Yuga, which is 12,000 years of the demigods. Kali Yuga is 1,200 years of demigod years and 432,000 of human years. Dwapara is 2,400 of demigod years and 864,000 of human years. Treta is 3,600 demigod years and 1,296,000 of human years. Satya Yuga is 4,800 demigod years and 1,728,000 human years. One Chatur Yuga is 12,000 demigod years and 4,320,000 human years. A yuga during which a particular yuga dharma is practiced is the time duration between the two yuga sandhyas. Basically, during the yuga sandhya, the yuga dharma is practiced. In Satya Yuga, the dharma was completely maintained, but it gradually decreased by 1/4 part in every next yuga, while adharma was proportionally admitted. Above Svargaloka, we have Maharloka and Brahmaloka, and the duration of one day is equal to 1,000 Chaturyugas. The night during which Brahma sleeps is also of the same duration. Next, the duration of the Manus is being told. At the end of Brahma's night, the creation of the planets from Svargaloka to Patalaloka takes place and stays through the lifespan of 14 Manus. Ruling time of one Manu is equal to a little more than 71 Chaturyugas. In a Manvantara, 7 sages, demigods, Indra and Manu appear simultaneously, but Manu's descendants appear gradually. There are 6 elements of a Manvantara, namely Manu, Manuputras and Devatas, Saptarishi, Sureshwara and Amshavatara of the Lord. In the further cantos, we will see the 6 elements of all the 14 Manvantaras of the current Kalpa of Brahma. So, in the daily creation of Brahma, the 3 planetary systems revolve and their residents appear and disappear according to their karmas. During the Manvantaras, the Lord appears in different incarnations, such as the Manvantara Avataras and many other incarnations, and maintains the universe. The Lord, in the form of Kalagni Rudra, then destroys the 3 worlds at the end of Brahma's day. The Jivas remain merged in the dissolution and everything is silent. At that time, the 3 worlds disappear and the sun and the moon are without a glare. During this time, the residents of Maharloka, distressed by the fire emanating from the mouth of Shankarsana, moved to Janaloka. At the beginning of devastation, all the oceans swell and cover the 3 worlds. Garbhodakshai Vishnu remains in that water lying on Ananta while being glorified by the residents of Janaloka. Thus, days and nights pass even for Brahma, and his life also comes to an end. One's life endures only 100 years in terms of the times of different planets. A Parardha, half of Brahma's life, is 50 years. The first Parardha is already over and the second has currently begun. Brahmakalpa is the first day of the first Parardha of Brahma's life. It is also called as Shvetavaraha Kalpa, during which Brahma is born along with the 4 Vedas. Padmakalpa is the next Kalpa which followed the first Kalpa, also called as Pitrakalpa, in which the universal lotus comes from the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Varaha Kalpa is the first day of the second Parardha of Brahma's life, during which Lord Hari appears as a boar. The Dviparardha, the entire life of Brahma, is only 1 nimisha, less than a second, for the Lord who is unchanging, unlimited and beginless, and the soul of the universe. Time is the controller of everyone who is bodily conscious, with lifespans between Parama Anu and Dviparardha. but time cannot control the Supreme Lord. The universes with 500 million yojanas diameter and the layers of elements covering the universe, each 10 times thicker than one before, looks like a small Paramanu when they come out of the bodily pores of Mahavishnu. Sri Krishna is therefore the original cause of all causes. Thus, the spiritual abode of Mahavishnu is eternal and supreme. This completes the summary of Canto 3, Chapter 11, The Calculation of Time from the Atom. Hare Krishna.